sit in my ride, thinking about you. Drive through the night, I got nothing to lose. Strobe city lights, they can tell me the truth. Tell me what I should do, I got nothing to lose. I got nothing to lose, thinking about you. Drive through the night, I got nothing to lose. Strobe city lights, they can tell me the truth. Tell me what I should do, I got nothing to lose. I sit in my ride.
Number 2, second win of the season as well. Pacey Wygent rolling off turn 4. Pacey Wygent, third career Di9 Designs NAOR Series win. A little bit swirly there. He's going to be all right. Kreider moving to the outside. Andrew Chapman coming. They're wrecking in the back. Hard hit for a couple of these drivers. Enriquez moves in front of Chapman. It's going to be a drag race to the line there. 3 wide. Make that almost 4 wide. Chapman, Wygent. It's going to be Andrew Chapman with the win here at Talladega. Around those two. Oh, more contact. So there were wings involved. We go back up to the front. Hunter P. Chambers needs to make it under one more set of corners. And Jonathan Parker gets underneath Still Hawkins. They're going to have a crossover, but it is Hunter Peach going to take the win here at Phoenix Raceway. Down one shot. He's going to slide it. Spinning out, going to hit the wall. But it's going to be Bradenholm taking the checkered flag. Hard hit for a couple of these drivers. Enriquez moves in front of Chapman. It's going to be a drag race to the line there. 3 wide, makes that almost 4 wide. Chapman, Wygent. It's going to be Andrew Chapman with the win here at Talladega. Strong enough. What's he going to do? Might have gotten a little bit too tight there. Pacey Wygent rolling off turn 4. Pacey Wygent, third career Di9 Designs NAOR Series win. live here from Homestead-Miami Speedway. This is the Di9 Designs NAOR series, live here on JCTV. I'm Josh Coppernoll. I'm joined by Jonathan Canfield. John, how you doing?
Good evening, Josh. I'm doing great. Ready to watch these drivers do battle here with the Di9 and NAOR series here at Homestead-Miami Speedway, one of the great tracks that you can go to for a race, but kind of going to be similar to a super speedway type of race with this car track combo and this package that they have, this 550 package. These cars will be real close together all night. Looking at speed charts right now, something that I noted when we first got in here. I mean, guy that is good at most any track we go to, Jonathan Parker. I mean, even he's down on speed charts, so that just shows you how much these guys are restricted on horsepower here tonight, and it's going to make the racing very interesting throughout the entire race, and see if they spread out as the tires wear off, or if they're going to be stuck together all night.
Of course, you mentioned Jonathan Parker. He is sitting 5th in practice charts right now. Drifting up the track a little bit. They are practicing green flag run. Yeah, I mean, you know, the season started off with Jonathan Parker just dominating at the mile-and-a-halfs, and you know, Homestead another mile-and-a-half. Going to be interesting to see, you know, who can survive the long runs. Last week at Phoenix, it was Hunter Peach that took the race win. Started on the pole, led a ton of laps. Looked like it was his race with really no contest, and then things got turned upside down real quick, John. But Peach, he was able to emerge victorious despite that. But it was not easy for him.
Certainly wasn't an easy one, but as you mentioned, one thing remained the same that night. It was Hunter Peach's race to lose, and that he set out on a goal to not let happen. Really kind of breaking his bad luck streak that he's had here with this season. Breaking into the win column there, that could be huge for a turnaround for him this season. I mean, even guys like Nick Hapiak, Jamil Hawkins, guys that we've seen be up front and show speed. Zachary Meredith, he's been fast this season too. Just those guys that need that breakthrough to get a win. Have yet to see them break through. Hunter Peach, the first one to get a breakthrough here. See if any of these other guys are able to find a breakthrough.
You know, I think another driver, talking about a breakthrough, this driver is someone that already has a win this season. Pacey Wygen, but you know, I think he's had some races where he'd like to have them back. Pacey Wygen, I think, you know, he wants to have a breakthrough right now. He's in a pretty good spot points wise, but you know, he's still hungry for those race wins. And I would not be surprised. Tonight could be the night. Pacey Wygen finds victory lane again.
It's been the Pacey Wygen, Jonathan Parker show pretty much all season. They've been 1-2 the entire season still. Are currently 1-2. But, I mean, like I said, you throw a couple of these other drivers out there that have been fast at points this season. Jamil Hawkins, Hunter Peach showed it last week. Nick Hapiak showing it this week, being on top of the speed charts. You know, guys that could really throw a wrench and put their name out there for a championship battle. Even Noah Blackwell, not really had the best runs with this league, but show him speed where it counts. And, you know, just being able to keep up with these guys is one thing. Racing them's a whole other thing. But having the speed to keep up with these guys, that can be the stepping stone you need to get to running in the top 5 and the top 3 and starting to really hunt down your first win or even another win to add to your column.
Currently top 5 in practice. Nick Kapiak, Noah Blackwell, Mason Wygant, Cole Snyder, and Josh Arnold. Jonathan Parker falling down to 6th place. As things stand right now. Still 8 minutes, 6 seconds left in practice. These guys, even though it's practice, they're still racing each other pretty hard. It's a wonderful thing about iRacing is you can wreck your car in practice, and you don't have to go to a backup car. You don't have to start in the back by having damage repair. So, practice. It's go all out, try to learn. Maybe for the end of the race, it can help you take a victory.
Well, one thing this league certainly likes to do towards the end of these practices, they have a lot of what we call in iRacing pit parties, where they group up here at the end of pit road. They go out, they run a couple laps together as a field, and really that data right there can be key for you as a driver. And it can also boost your confidence, because if you go out here and you just smoke somebody that usually outruns you, maybe you're showing yourself and other drivers that you've got something for them at this track, and you might be able to compete with them.
Well, earlier today, I found out something pretty interesting. It is the 61st birthday of Nathan Morgan, who is this man's dad right here. Michael Morgan, driver of the 06, so we wish his dad a happy birthday. 61. Maybe Michael can put together a really good race for his dad tonight. Three still so close together. Kapiak, Hunter Beach, Noel Blackwell. It's one thing about this style of racing with the Gen 6 cars at 1.5 miles. You'll see them grouped up together until the tires really do start to wear out. Then it'll spread out a little bit. These guys just not really able to get away from each other. Hunter Beach is looking to try to get around Nick Kapiak. I think, though, John, that this track, it is multi-groove. You can run really anywhere, but I think the high line is going to be key on the long runs. And you see there, Nick Kapiak was able to stay ahead of Hunter Peach by using that high line. So I think that's kind of how it's going to go tonight.
I think you're absolutely right, but as you mentioned, multiple groove, multiple lane type of track. I mean, we've seen a lot of this throughout the early years of what NASCAR now knows as the playoff for the championship. Even when they used to come back here to race for a championship, we've seen it in this car, how multi-groove it can be and how restarts can even play a factor. Something we don't see a ton of here with the Di9 and NAOR series is restarts. But, I mean, we've seen a lot of them late race last week, and who's to say we don't see a lot of them again this week? We've been to a couple 1.5 miles this year and had a lot of late race restarts at those as well. it happens. And a track like Homestead, you get a good restart on the car in front of you, you could send it into the bottom, and it's so multi-groove that there's room for cars to go 3, 4, even 5 wide around this track. I mean, turn one could be chaos on the initial start and on a late race restart, Josh. It could throw us for an entire loop.
Yeah, I agree with you. You know, and the intensity picks up too. You know, you get late in the race, everybody's wanting gain as many positions as possible. The intensity will be there. And another thing to remember, no green and white checkers in this league. So if we get a caution within 5 to go, that's it. Race is done. These drivers, they know that. They have that in the back of their mind. And, you know, it can be very tough. But we're coming down. 2 minutes left in practice. So we're going to do something different. I don't believe that has ever been done on JCTV. I know it's never been done with me as a producer. I don't believe anybody else that has ever produced on JCTV has done this. So we're actually going to step away just for a quick moment and just sit back and let's enjoy our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hail at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Alrighty, back here at Homestead just before qualifying. Tell you what, John, I don't know the singer of that, but he might be able to go on to American Idol or so.
I appreciate that, Josh. That was fun trying to put together, and I'm excited to see what we really got in the works for that. That's kind of something that you and I just kind of threw together, but there's an official video kind of in the works for that, for this league, something that we brought up to them and asked them about. So hopefully by next week we'll have a fully updated national anthem video for all you guys over here at JCTV.
That would be pretty cool to see. Qualifying has started, and nobody has started to roll onto the track until now. Jake Millsap, first one to go. Jake Millsap's gonna hit the outside wall and come to a complete stop, reset. So we go to Michael Morgan. Driver of the 06 Juicy Spider machine. Track temp currently 83 degrees Fahrenheit. Ambient temp 79 degrees. Sim time is 7:56, a bit before 8 o'clock. It's going to be a late race going into the nighttime. And, you know, I love the saying, nighttime is the right time. Especially when you get the drivers of the Di9 Designs NAOR series out here to do what they do best. Michael Morgan going to cross the line. P1 on the board, 33.061. Of course, he is the only one to have taken a qualifying lap so far. Coming off turn 4. See if Michael Morgan can improve his 33.06. And he does, 32.9. Jamil Hawkins goes to the top of the board, though, 32.654. That was Hawkins' first lap. Jason McGuire goes P3, a 32.98. Oscar Enriquez. P2 after lap 1. Oscar Enriquez, not a name we really see come along to race in the Di9 Designs NAOR series, but he has made a couple starts. And looking to have a good finish tonight. Enriquez.
Back to P2 as he brings that JCTV SBLD 56 machine across the line there.
Cole Snyder on his warm-up lap. Well, that was the end of his warm-up lap. Now on his actual qualifying lap through 1 and 2. Looks like a little tiny slide off turn 2.
Now, something I'm kind of surprised by, Josh, we see it more so on super speedways, but I think it could work at a track like Homestead. Surprised a lot of these guys are taking the bottom here on lap 1. I think it would benefit, take the top around on the first lap and try to hit the bottom on your second lap with a track where you can build so much momentum around the top, carry that speed around into turn 1 and 2. That could make a good amount of difference on your lap time here. Surprised to not see anybody doing that.
I'm a little bit surprised about that, too. Cole Snyder, another slide there off of 4. So far, P4 for Cole Snyder. Donnie Kite on lap number 1. It's currently Nick Kapiak, P1 in qualifying, a 32.48. Donnie Kite crossing the line, P7. Zachary Meredith completes his first qualifying lap, P10 on the board for him. Noah Blackwell goes P2 on his lap 1. Pacey Wygant.
And
Go ahead.
talking about Blackwell, it's close. If he picks up any little bit here in this lap, he's going to the pole. 2 thou he was off of Nick Kapiak there.
And that is impressive. Just on lap 1 speed. Across the line.
Does not improve. So he'll sit with 2,000 separating him from Nick Hapiak.
Pacey Wygen goes P3.
One thing that's important to notice here, Josh, is the difference, though, between the top two to the rest of the field right now. I mean, top two just separated to third and fourth is almost a tenth of a second already.
Yeah, it is close so far. Pacey Wygen crossing the line. Still P3.
He cut down about another half a tenth right there, just still not enough to get up to these top two. It's impressive to see two guys put it in the 32.4s. Not only to be separated by 0.02 of a second, but to have it anywhere in the 32.4 bracket is a killer lap, as Pacey Wygen was only able to lay down a 5 flat.
Jose Ruiz goes P5. Hunter Peach goes P6. It's number 23. He's going to cross the line. Jose Ruiz completing his qualifying time. Still P5. Hunter Peach. Doesn't improve his position either. Jonathan Parker. Go ahead.
Took the words right out of my mouth. On his first lap here, off of 4. See what the 92 machine can lay down. He lays down a 404 straight to the pole for that 92. And he'll go to the top side here on his second lap. See, that first car to even test it up there. Have not seen anybody work the top in 1 and 2. Goes straight to the bottom in 3 and 4. Carrying a lot of momentum. Letting it ride all the way out to the wall here. He's coming back to the line for lap 2. It wasn't an improvement, but it was still impressive compared to the guys around him. He laid down not only 1, but 2 32.4 second lap times. And still would have put himself on pole with that second lap.
I don't know how he does it.
$30 seconds left here. Does not appear anyone else is out there to take time. So, Josh, I think that does it for qualifying here. We've got our starting lineup set.
Indeed we do. Practice is officially over. Let's look at our starting grid. And starting on the pole is going to be Jonathan Parker. Nick Hapiak will start to his outside. Noah Blackwell in third. Pacey Wygen fourth. And Rodney Roberts will start in fifth.
Jose Ruiz going to start in that 6th spot. Hunter Peach going to be on the next row back in P7 with Jamil Hawkins to his outside. Cole Snyder going to be starting in P9 with Oscar Enriquez to round out your top 10.
Zachary Meredith will start in 11th. 12th is going to be Chase McGuire. 13th goes to Donnie Kite. Josh Arnold 14th. And Michael Morgan will start in 15th.
Final car that took time in qualifying will be Jake Millsap starting in that 16th position. 17th is going to go to Enrique Quinones. 18th is going to go to Mike Campbell. And 19th to Jimmy Mensch. And then Evan Knupp would round out our field, but I believe he just dropped with packet loss, so we will see if the driver of that 63 makes it back here before the start or not.
And that is your starting grid for tonight's race. So, John, who is your pick to win tonight?
Somebody I've never picked on JCTV before, but I've been watching him. I've raced with him. He's been around a little bit of controversy here lately, but he's been fast. And that's the 69 in Noah Blackwell. I got to give credit where credit's due. 2,000 off of Nick Hapiak when Nick Hapiak was on the pole. Jonathan Parker comes in and stinks up the show again. So the 69 rolls off third, but I think he's got just as good a shot as anybody that's in this top 10 here to go ahead and take home a win. So I'm going to pull for that 69 of Noah Blackwell tonight.
I'm going to say it's a 0-0, Pacey Wygant. I think he's ready for another win. He's hungry for one. He's going to start P4. Watch out, Pacey Wygant. Field is working off turn 4. The pace car is gonna go into pit road, and green flag is in the air. We are underway here at Homestead. A lot of shuffling going on.
Turn 2 already, yeah, shuffling. Pacey Wygant taking advantage of that outside lane. He's going to bump himself up to third. That 95, Rodney Roberts. Oh, looks like he catches a little bit of the wall there. He's going to have a melee to his inside. Oscar Enriquez, Jamil Hawkins to his inside. They sorted out. 23, Jose Ruiz, and the 24, Cole Snyder, looking to his inside now. Oscar Enriquez already moving himself up to the 6th spot after starting 10th.
Enriquez looking to have a good run tonight. Hapiak catching up to the back bumper of Jonathan Parker. Hapiak's going to get sideways.
That's going to allow Wygant and Blackwell to get to his outside. We'll see how Nick Hapiak rallies here. Tires are going to be a little angry at him, but he lets him cool down. He should be able to rally right back around these guys if he's got speed in the car.
Yeah, I've always been waiting for someone to comment on me saying slideways instead of sideways. But Nick Hapiak, he does save it. He's going to tuck in 4th place just ahead of Hunter Peach. He's going to look to the inside now.
Jamil Hawkins trying to build a run to the inside of the 56th of Oscar Enriquez. Oscar Enriquez is going to rail it around the top, and he's going to be looking to the outside of the 20 here. The 20 going to drop back 2 positions right there as Jamil Hawkins follows Oscar Enriquez. Oscar Enriquez has got that 56 machine rolling right now.
And he's riding the high liner, at least higher than anybody else is right now. Really,
it's working out for him through 1 and 2, but you see right there, Nick Hapiak's going to jump to the high line in 1 and 2. That's going to hurt the aero of this 56 with this draft package. It's going to make it real hard for him to get back to the throttle off corner when you got a car in a lane just ahead of you.
Oscar Enriquez is able to complete the pass on Jamil Hawkins, goes down to the bottom. Hawkins takes a look high. He's going to keep his position.
Now Nick Hapiak starting to get the outside rolling in turns 1 and 2. He's going to have a run here. He's going to have a shot to get to the inside of the 69 and Noah Blackwell. We'll see if Blackwell can hold him off here, force him to stay low. Blackwell going to kind of pinch here and try to get that run off the corner. Nick Hapiak not going to be able to threat this time, but he needs to be careful about these moves because now that opens the door for Oscar Enriquez to get to his outside. Oscar Enriquez is going to roll up to the top side now. Hapiak going to roll the bottom really well there, and he's going to stay to the inside of the 69 here.
And look at Jamil Hawkins getting to the inside of that 56 of Oscar Enriquez, and Blackwell's going to get sideways. He's sliding. He's going to save it, but that is going to cost Oscar Enriquez some time. Now Blackwell goes to the bottom. Enriquez trying to roll that high line, get back to the outside. Try to get around that 69 machine, but Hawkins going to tuck in behind Oscar Enriquez.
Enriquez still continues to work that top shelf. This has just allowed Hunter Peach and the 95 of Rodney Roberts to close up to them. Great racing here in the middle of the pack for about 5th to 8th position. Up front, though, mostly single file. Pacey Wygent trying to chase down Jonathan Parker. Nick Hapiak sitting 3rd. And then Noah Blackwell holding off this little pack that he's got behind him of everybody who wants to get around him.
Wonder who's going to be the first one to really use the outside line. We saw Nick Hapiak a little bit higher up the track, but still nobody's gotten close to that wall.
If I were a betting man, it's going to be this 56 or this 20 as both of them do battle. They keep moving each other progressively up the track more and more. Neither really wanting to run the bottom. Jamil Hawkins now teasing the outside wall. He's the highest I've seen so far throughout the entire corner.
You know, watching practice, Hunter Peach actually was right on that Kyle Larson line, right next to that wall. And Oscar Enriquez can't fit a car up there beside him, but Hunter Peach gonna sneak ahead of these guys.
Peach going to sneak ahead, and Hawkins getting a little risky, cutting the nose on the 95 there to try and get in line and get to the outside here. Jamil going to take another peek to the inside of the 56. He's going to send it in deep here to turn 3, and he's going to clear Oscar Enriquez and pull up to the back bumper of the 20 of Hunter Peach. So Enriquez now, after a fiery start, has started to level off a little bit now. Went from 10th to 5th in the first 10 laps. Now in the last 3, he's dropped from 5th back to 7th.
Jamil Hawkins, Hunter Peach side by side.
We got 3 wide in the background. Rodney Roberts, Cole Snyder, and Jose Ruiz running 3 wide. Now it's about to be 3, maybe 4 wide with Meredith and McGuire.
Something happened to Zachary Meredith, and that's actually going to bring out a caution. I believe McGuire and Meredith made contact. I saw Zachary Meredith down there, and then the camera moved, and then I did not see Zachary Meredith. Oh, man. I'm wondering if McGuire didn't realize he was down there.
That's about the only thing I could see explaining that. I mean, McGuire just took a hard hard left there. Looking like he's trying to get to the inside of the two in front of him and make a 3-wide situation, but Meredith was already in that position. On the cusp of making it 3-wide, and well, now torn up race car, gonna have to battle back.
So pit road will be open, and it looks like everybody is coming on down.
Except for an update on a driver I mentioned that had packet loss. Evan Canup did make it back in. Only lost 1 lap. He's going to get a free pass here and get on the lead lap.
Any gamblers? No Blackwell. Looks like a 2-tire stop. Parker, Wygant, Apiak.
Two tires with this car and how it handles and the horsepower package. I like the aggressive call. I think it's the right time to do it if you're going to do it. Find out if it works. Do it early. We had an early caution here. Only 16 laps in of 135. Doesn't have much to lose right now. Could have a lot to lose later, but if it works out now, it'll work out later. So it's good little notebook building here by the 69-0 Blackwell to go ahead and try to get himself some track position.
So your top 5 for the restart will be Blackwell, Parker, Wygant, Apiak, and Hawkins. Of course, this league does have a choose count rule. So we will see drivers choosing what line they want as they come to the 1 to green. And I think it might be this time around that they will get the 1 to green.
It should be this time around, and if I'm being honest, this track, the way it runs, if I'm the leader, I want the top. I want to restart on the top, and I want to go into the corner and rocket ship off turn 2.
I couldn't agree with you more there. I would definitely want to take the top as the leader. Really, just about any position. The top is, makes the most sense to choose. I think that would be the line, the preferred line.
Oh, but just like that, we are bamboozled. No, Blackwell going to take the bottom. So we'll see how this works out for him. As you mentioned, on a bit of a strategy call, a 2-tire strategy. And taking the bottom here, so we'll see how this works out for him. I don't like the idea of giving this 92 an option to go to the top and kind of suck your door off the car, but he's going to leave the door open for that 92. 92 jumps straight to the outside.
So the first 3 rows is going to be Noah Blackwell, Jonathan Parker, Nick Kapiak, Pacey Wygant, Cole Snyder, and Jamil Hawkins.
Field comes out of turn 4. Pace car going to pull down to the safety of pit road. It's getting darker. We had an early caution, but it's time to go again. They're on the loud pedal. Green flag is out. Noah Blackwell gets a great restart there, but we'll see if he's able to hold off this 92 and this 6 car on these 2 tires.
Look at Nick Kapiak able to get ahead of Jonathan Parker. Can slide up in front of Parker. Now looking to the inside of Blackwell.
Rocket ship type restart out of Nick Hapiak. He's going to send it into the bottom. Noah Blackwell going to go top shelf. 92 Jonathan Parker. We're going to have 3 wide coming off the corner with the 00 and the 4. Pacey Wygent thought better of it and backed out behind the 4 car. Now Pacey going to go to the middle. Noah going to come down a little bit. That was close.
Looking to the inside for the lead is Jonathan Parker. I don't think he'll be able to do it, but back here, Cole Snyder trying to make a pass on Chase McGuire. Oh, hard in the wall is that 69 Noah Blackwell.
Yeah, and that all started with actually who you were just talking about, Cole Snyder, trying to make a pass on Blackwell. And just came up a little bit, kind of fed him right rear. And Blackwell didn't lift, got a little bit loose, and then coming off the corner, got the wall again.
Jamil Hawkins looking to the inside, Jonathan Parker. Now Pacey Wygent has the run on the outside line to try to use that momentum to get around Jamil Hawkins. Kind of sitting duck down here on the bottom. Hunter Beach also looking to the outside. And now Oscar
3
Enriquez.
wide.
Yeah, he's going to go to the inside. Enriquez was looking to try to get a twofer, but him and Beach stay side by side. Now Jamil Hawkins rolling that outside line once again. Battle for the race lead, though. Jonathan Parker to the inside. Oh, man. Hapiak was loose.
That's going to stack everybody up here. You're going to have the top 6 cars under a blanket right now. And don't look too far back. There's that 24 Cole Snyder and the 7 to Chase McGuire chasing these guys down.
All single file up front now. Oscar Enriquez a little bobble off 4. But Enriquez, he is sitting P4, trying to chase down the 4.
Now, Oscar Enriquez having another blazing restart, but you just gotta hope he learned something that first time. I mean, we watched him blaze up to the front early and then fade back because his tires were burned up from that running, and it looks like he's just gonna try and keep staying aggressive and hoping it works out. He's gonna pull to the inside of the 4, see if he's able to mount a run here. Not able to this time. The 4 going to rocket off of turn 2.
I know this may sound a little bit like an oxymoron, considering Oscar Enriquez has, he is 4th place and has been gaining positions on the restart. But I feel like this has been a little bit more conservative of a run from that first run we had from the drop of the green flag up to the caution for Oscar Enriquez. It's still a little bit aggressive, but doesn't look as aggressive as it was in the opening portion of this race.
I think you hit the nail on the head there, Josh. Absolutely. A little bit more tactical and precise with his moves, not just throwing it to the outside and trying to run these guys as hard as he can, but still just making some really aggressive type of moves that could upset the tires and really result in him falling back here. But Honestly, if I'm being honest, Josh, I don't know how these guys are keeping up this pace in general.
See, I tell you, when Gen 6 cars were the cars that were ran every week in NASCAR, and I used to drive these cars all the time as well on iRacing. Whenever we'd come to a mile and a half, in some ways I looked forward to it, in other ways I didn't, because of the kind of racing that you see here. I mean, it's exciting to watch, but for a driver it can be frustrating. Just, you know, waiting for the tires to start to wear. And if you're in, you know, a race where there's not a lot of knowledgeable people, you could find yourself wrecked out really before you get to a point where you have a long run. But at the same time, these races were pretty fun to drive.
Right now, top 8, all within 1.5 seconds of each other. Everybody kind of single file, just chilling, but still trying to make moves. Jonathan Parker not able to pull away from these guys at all. Spacey Wydman still stays on his back bumper. Jamil Hawkins, Oscar Enriquez, Hunter Peach, Nick Hapiak, Cole Snyder, and Chase McGuire all following. Everybody running mostly the same line. I think the only exception right now is Oscar Enriquez is running just a half lane higher than everybody entering the corner. Maybe just trying to get some kind of clean air to his nose.
It's very possible. Back here for, looks like 9th place. Got a group of 4 drivers. Rodney Roberts, Josh Arnold, Donnie Kite, and Jose Ruiz. 2x2. Ruiz gonna go way up to the wall. Now these guys get single file, but Rodney Roberts, he goes to P9. Pretty much all single file right now, but Bill Hawkins has a run. He's looking at the inside of Pacey Wygent. Wygent could go all the way to the wall here. Get the run off the corner and uncontested there by Bill Hawkins. Well, it looks like Wygent's going to continue to run that outside line. And joining him is that 6 machine, Nick Hapiak. Wygent might feel like the line has moved up a bit. Hunter Peach goes to the inside, gonna get around Oscar Enriquez. With Hunter Peach in 4th place. Oscar looks to the inside. Nick Hapiak has been strong. See if Hapiak stays to the outside. He is. Hapiak's looking to gain a position here on Hunter Peach. This time, Hapiak actually goes down to the bottom. Jamil Hawkins to the inside of Pacey Wygent. They get back single file. These two still side by side for 4th place. Nick Hapiak Still looking to the inside of Hunter Peach. And we're at the part, the point of the run now where the tires are starting to wear. It's starting to be a pack race. So right now, it's kind of the time to make your moves if you can, but still be easy on those tires. And Hunter Peach gonna lose a couple positions. Oscar Enriquez was able to get back by. Things are getting spread out.
Absolutely, Josh. Finally starting to see some spread out racing throughout this field. For a second there, I thought we weren't going to see anybody get away from anybody. Jonathan Parker now opened up to a 0.3 of a second lead. Next 0.3 back from Pacey Wygett to Jamil Hawkins. And then almost a second these top three have over Nick Hapiak, Oscar Enriquez.
These drivers coming off turn 4 to complete 40 laps. Current running order is Jonathan Parker, Pacey Wygett, Jamil Hawkins, Nick Hapiak, and Oscar Enriquez. We're going to step away for a moment, but don't worry, you're not going to miss a thing because we are going side by side.
He's going to clear low, and I think that's going to do it. Andrew Chapman is leading the race, coming to 3 and 4 for the final time. How about that to open the season? Andrew Chapman's going to win it here at Atlanta.
And it is going to be career win number 3, Kyle Tubbs.
for the lead. We're going to be 3 wide for the lead.
Man, this is tight.
Yeah, exactly. Right there with you, Josh. Where did this 6 car come from? He was just back there battling for, I believe it was probably 7th or 8th position, and now he's up here battling for the lead. We're going to be 3 wide for the lead.
Man, this is tight. It's going to be Afiak who has an advantage over Meredith and Parker.
Hey guys, it's Jonathan from JCTV. Here at JCTV, we currently broadcast 3 series. On Tuesdays, you'll catch the Slide Job Racing League featuring drivers such as Dalton Kilroe, Dane Cruz, and Jonathan Parker.
And real quick, we are 3 wide for the race lead. Hawkins, Wygen, Afiak, they went 4 wide for a moment with a lap car.
On Fridays, you'll see the NAOR series featuring Nick Hapiak, Chris Wright, and Josh Arnold. As that happens, here comes the 5 through the middle right now. He's going to force the issue and take it
4
3
wide! 4 wide!
God!
What a move by Justin Durand to go to the race lead!
On Saturdays, you can find the In the Pit News Truck Series featuring Justin Durand, Zach Probst, and Ethan Fonseca Moreno. To book JCTV for your own league, please visit us at jctvracing.com and contact us for your booking. Remember, race fans, you can always watch racing live or anytime over at JCTV's YouTube channel.
Back here, live from Homestead-Miami Speedway, the Di9 Designs NAOR series. Lead is closing a little bit. Jonathan Parker still out front of Pacey Wygen. They are behind Jake Millsap, currently 2 laps down.
And he's playing a factor right now, kind of stacking these guys back up, giving Jonathan Parker some of that dirty air. Definitely starting to stack the front of the field back up. Oscar Enriquez has caught Jamil Hawkins, though, and he is threatening to pass. Jamil Hawkins is falling back quite a bit here.
There we watch Enriquez rolling the high line once again. Just look at this momentum he gets off the corner.
Josh, we're starting to hit that point that we talked about earlier in the show. We talked about different lines being used at this racetrack. You're hitting that point in the run where you're going to run where your tires are happy. You see Oscar Enriquez right around the wall while every other driver around him is down on the bottom. That's telling me that this driver is not feeling as, I guess, tight as the other cars here. He's a little bit loose, so he's running up by the wall. And that helps keep the car a little bit tighter. And if he does make a mistake, I mean, the wall's right there to catch him.
Of course, it's not ideal to touch that wall, but it's not going to hurt him too bad.
Heard it from a Dale Jr. podcast once. You never want to hit the wall from the bottom of the track. It's better to hit it from the top of the track. It can't hurt you as much.
Yeah, and actually, something that comes to mind is, you know, you guys watch real world NASCAR in the Cup Series back at Worldwide Technology Raceway and Gateway. We saw a couple of brake failures or the rotor failures, and the one that comes to mind is Noah Gregson's. And the reason why that one was so significant is because everybody else was up against the wall. Noah Gregson, he was down towards the bottom of the track, and it just shot him right up into the wall. Unfortunately, Gregson had to sit out a week or two because of concussion.
See, Enriquez making the move on Jamil Hawkins now.
Still not able to complete the pass. On the other end of things, up front, Jonathan Parker struggling to get around these lap cars. Jake Millsap still running ahead of Parker. Zachary Meredith just went a lap down. And they're catching Noah Blackwell.
Something else I'm noticing, though, even with Parker being stuck in all this lap traffic, Pacey Wygant, Jamil Hawkins, Oscar Enriquez, those guys that are behind him, they're still losing pace to this 92 right now.
And now Hawkins and Enriquez dealing with a little bit of lap traffic themselves. Evan Knopf. Evan actually just came down pit road, so he should start pulling away from these guys, but still that air will affect how these guys' cars drive.
Parker finally able to get clear of the 19 of Jake Millsap. Here comes Evan Canup, though. You mentioned him just coming off of pit road. He's going to go 3 wide through the middle with Millsap and Parker. Canup looking like he has a rocket ship right now with those brushed tires.
He's going to feel like a superhero here for a few laps. Power of having those fresh tires.
Somebody not feeling like a superhero much anymore after starting third and receiving my pick to win the race. Oh, Blackwell about to get caught by this 92 and be put a lap down and be the only guy that would be a lap down that has not pit yet.
Yeah, he's running the high line. Jonathan Parker was looking low. Parker's going to be able to clear Blackwell. Josh Arnold, Jose Ruiz, they're catching the 6 of Nick Hapiak. Hapiak currently is in 5th. Arnold looking to get himself into the top 5 after starting in 14th. Arnold looking to be inside of the 6 machine. And him and Jose Ruiz will get around Nick Hapiak. Oscar Enriquez still trying to work on that 4 of Jamil Hawkins, just struggling so much. Cannot complete the pass.
Yeah, he's been making good looks, trying to get there, getting a run off the top almost every corner, and getting to the inside, but by the time you get down in the corner, he's not able to make the pass on the bottom. I think he just needs to stick to the top and try to see if he can get a run to the outside of this 4 car. 4 car now going to take away his line a little bit. But if I'm Oscar, I'm just going to stay up here and see if I can make the 4 car make a mistake at some point while running this top line. You see Jamil go to the bottom here in 3 and 4. Enriquez might be able to rally it up and get a run off the top, but I think he just needs to stay put and not try to take that run to the bottom. Keep trying to get that run to the top here and he'll complete a pass.
Riding on board with Oscar Enriquez. Almost seems like Jamil Hawkins feels more comfortable up top in 1 and 2 and down low in 3 and 4.
Enriquez is going to pull it to pit road. He's going to come get a fresh set of tires.
Speed limit is 50 miles an hour. And this is about halfway through the race. Oscar Enriquez is going to take 4 tires and be on his way. Noel Blackwell coming down pit road this time. Looks like Michael Morgan also going to come down pit road. Jamil Hawkins. Noah Blackwell has completed his pit stop, is off and away. Michael Morgan leaving pit road now. And Jamil Hawkins leaving now as well. Here's Oscar Enriquez. This is what I did for Enriquez. He's going to be well ahead of Jamil Hawkins. Cole Snyder, Chase McGuire, Jonathan Parker, all down pit road. So here's your race leader. Parker off and away with 4 fresh tires. Mason Wygant coming on in. Look at this. Oscar Enriquez actually able to jump Jonathan Parker. Enriquez gonna go around Rodney Roberts. Rodney had already came down pit road about 16 laps ago. So his tires are a little bit more worn out than Oscar Enriquez. Some more drivers continue to pit. Right now, we believe it's going to be Oscar Enriquez who will have the lead once things cycle around, but Jonathan Parker, of course, with a little bit fresher tires than Oscar Enriquez. We'll see how that plays out. Jose Ruiz and Josh Arnold coming down pit road, as well as Nick Kapiak. It looks like Donnie Kite, Hunter Peach bringing it down pit road as well. The race leader is going to be Mike Campbell, who is bringing it down pit road possibly. Nope, Campbell's staying out. But Enriquez is able to get around everybody. So Oscar Enriquez, new race leader here at Homestead. And Mike Campbell will bring it down pit road. That should complete pit service. As it will. Everybody has come down pit road. Hunter Peach, Chase McGuire. Peach will stay ahead of Chase McGuire. Jonathan Parker has gotten around Rodney Roberts. It is now 2.5 seconds behind Oscar Enriquez. That last time by 4/10 quicker than Enriquez.
Very impressed with the 56 of Oscar Enriquez to get a call like this and have a chance to really build this gap. I mean, we know Jonathan Parker's going to do what he can to cut into this lead and really been the better car on long run all night long, but Enriquez taking a swing at it here. And one thing we cannot factor in yet, Enriquez has, really not had to race anybody as he's passed them because he's been so much faster. He's been out here by himself, open air, hasn't had to hurt those tires yet.
Yeah, that'll help him a lot, too. I mean, Jonathan Parker is cutting into the lead tremendously. Now 1.5 seconds back, but for Enriquez, his tires, they're not going to be screaming.
And either way, the strategy call was perfect timing because you got him now ahead of Jonathan Parker by about a second. And then it's 5 seconds back to Jamil Hawkins. 6 seconds back to Pacey Wygant. I mean, either way you look at it, this strategy pays off for the 56. Even if he loses the lead right here, he gained 2 positions off that one pit stop.
Yeah, and of course Enriquez was battling with Hawkins, struggling to get around him. Just couldn't complete the pass. So, you know, Hawkins does have the fresher tires compared to these two, but or between the two of them, I should say. But right now, you know, still quite a gap between Enriquez and Hawkins. As Jonathan Parker actually has caught that 56, he's looking to the inside, unable to complete the pass. Gonna look again here in 1 and 2. Completes it pretty easily, but Enriquez not gonna try a crossover.
I think that's just smart, intelligent racing by the driver of the 56. Not sure what these guys have for a fuel window. I'm pretty sure we might be good to the end, but we may need one more stop. So if you do need one more stop, why not just take care of the car, settle for the fact that you gained 2 positions right now on pit road, and see if you can gain another here with another strategy call, if it comes down to it.
Looks like it's going to be about 65 laps from here to the end. I don't know. These guys were, some of them were able to make it just past halfway, which is 67 and a half if you technically do the math here. But
we also had the pit stop before that. We had that early caution. So, and again, we don't know if they came down because they knew they could make it to the end or if they ran these things bone dry.
I think the strategy could be very interesting tonight. You know, if Oscar Enriquez is able to pit several laps sooner, like he was able to make it work, he might be in a good position.
Just have to wait and see how it plays out. We talk about this every race, Josh, but then we also have a race like last race where stuff can happen here at the end of a race. Guys can get a little antsy as it comes down towards the end, and mistakes can be made, and cautions could be brought out. So we never know how these races are going to end. Last week was quite the show to the finish, but we could have another one of those shows to the finish here tonight, and we would not. I don't think you or I would turn that away, Josh.
It's 48 laps to go. We've had one caution in this race so far. You know, I think the one thing that surprised me the most, look right here at this 92, Jonathan Parker. There's 2 lap cars just ahead of him. Chase McGuire and Hunter Peach. Hunter Peach, of course, last week's winner. I thought him pitting when he did was actually going to be a little bit of an advantage. Instead, he's being caught by the race leader right now.
Another driver who's kind of making a strategy call mentioned he had pitted, I believe it was 16 laps before Enriquez was Rodney Roberts. Still hanging on to a P6 position with nobody around him. The 22 Josh Arnold just cleared him to get into the top 5. Next car behind him is Noah Blackwell, and that's not for position. Next car for position would be Jose Ruiz, who I believe is behind Blackwell. So Rodney Roberts, yes, he's going to have to pit one more time, I guarantee, and he's going to have to pit significantly earlier than these other guys if they would have to pit. But right now, assuming that everyone else has to pit, Rodney Roberts not looking bad in the P6 position with his strategy call as well.
I have to agree with you. Rodney, on his strategy that he's on right now, he's going to have fresher tires. And I don't think that, when he pits, others are going to say, okay, it's time for me to pit too. Although they could. I'm just not so sure that they will. So Rodney might be able to jump a few more drivers here.
The thing that was the most impressive is the amount of time he pit earlier than these guys and how long he's held onto this position. I mean, he's not dropping like a rock through the field or anything. Nobody's catching him in a hurry. Actually, even gaining a little bit of time to Jose Ruiz right now. So, I mean, like I said, his strategy could play out here. He could get himself a top 5 here.
And a battle that we have on track. Pacey Wygant is closing in on Oscar Enriquez. They have Jake Millsap between the two. Well, Millsap is going to clear Oscar Enriquez, as Millsap actually was able to jump over Enriquez. Now that's going to put Wygant, Enriquez nose to tail. Oscar goes to the high side. Pacey stays low. And no change for position yet.
Oscar right up around the wall. That Kyle Larson line you talked about earlier, he's using it. Seen him do it earlier late in the run too. He moved up late in the run. Start running that wall. A lot of these drivers run on the bottom when their tires get old, but Oscar going to continue to run the top when his tires get old. Pacey Wygant going to make a rocket ship type of move here, though, to get in front of the 56 and actually pull to the inside of the 19 of Jake Millsap. Millsap running that higher line that Enriquez wants to run to keep up with this 00. It's actually hurting this 56 right now.
Yeah, Oscar Enriquez is going to fall down to third. I do want to mention, I don't think Oscar Enriquez was running the Kyle Larson line, though. I don't think he was close enough.
Oh, you want him to get closer?
I think it was more the Dale Jr. line. Even Pacey Wygant right there. Still a little bit off the wall.
If we're gonna rate it on that, I mean, we gotta take netcode into factor. You get any closer, netcode's gonna grab you.
Harry Gant, Tyler Reddick. A couple of other
Buddy
drivers.
Kofoid.
I don't know dirt drivers.
Hey, he's been in NASCAR before.
Once.
A couple times. I believe he actually did run an asphalt race, if I'm being honest.
Actually, I think you are correct.
And that was weird for me because I knew him as dirt guy. I was like, why did they put the dirt guy on an asphalt track? I don't remember. I think it was in a truck too, so I really questioned why it wasn't like him at Knoxville or him at Bristol Dirt. No, it was like the most random asphalt track you could put him on. And I think it was Kyle Busch who put him in the truck.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm pretty sure it was Kyle Busch Motorsports that did so.
right, that's enough about real racing. Actual racing, Oscar Enriquez is going to bring it down pit road for his final stop of the day. This is going to be the money stop. This is where you don't speed. You get in your box clean and you get out of your box clean.
Update, they both were dirt races. 2022 Bristol Dirt and Knoxville.
Well, still, Buddy Kofoid counts because I can guarantee he knocked down the wall a couple times in that truck.
So Oscar Enriquez did pit. Pacey Wygent bringing it down.
So interesting here that Pacey came down this time. Looks like Enriquez might have forced a hand for some of these guys. Parker's still going to stay out there. He's not going to change his strategy. We know Parker is, for lack of a better term, hard-headed. When he gets stuck to a strategy, he does not change his plan at all. Sometimes it works for him. Other times, it could bite him. I think tonight it could have a chance to bite him.
He has gotten around Chase McGuire to put McGuire a lap down. And just riding right behind Hunter Peach right now. Peach running in the 10th position. Hawkins is down pit road. And looks like he is off and away from his pit stall. Cole Snyder with fresh tires. That was almost scary.
That was almost our late race accident, and it would have involved our race leader.
Snyder will be able to escape from that. Wow. Jonathan Parker just crossing the start-finish line. Here is Oscar Enriquez. Of course, Enriquez a lap down. But once things cycle through, he'll be back on the lead lap. And actually, you would assume be in front of Jonathan Parker. Josh Arnold bringing his 22 machine down pit road. Parker still stuck between these two cars, Hunter Peach and Chase McGuire. Parker going to go to the outside. Just not able to close in on Hunter Peach just yet. Chase McGuire brings it down pit road. It looks like Jonathan Parker going to decide to come down pit road. Here's Pacey Wygent and Oscar Enriquez. Here is what I am interested to see. With Jonathan Parker on pit road right now, where everything is going to cycle through between these three. Parker still in his box. Left side's down. He's rolling now. These guys already passed. It's going to be a big distance. He's got to make up. "28 laps remaining here in this race."
"28 laps left. The gap between Wygant and Enriquez, they're right on top of each other. The gap to Parker is about 5 seconds last time by the line and closing quickly.
Top four drivers still needing to come down pit road. Jose Ruiz, Enrique Quinones, rather. Donnie Kite, Nick Kapiak, Spacey Wygant, assuming these two don't pass each other. Or Enriquez gets past Spacey Wygant here. Wygant will be the race leader as they are getting around Nick Kapiak. Wygant stuck behind Donnie Kite. Oscar Enriquez was stuck behind Zachary Meredith. Both of them able to get around Donnie Kite. Now Enrique Quinones just ahead. Quinones going to run middle of the track. Let's now put Pacey P2, Enriquez P3. Jose Ruiz is entering turn 3 right now. Still quite a ways back.
Jonathan Parker coming out much later, hitting much later than these guys. Still has yet to catch up to the traffic that Wygant and Enriquez have already gone through in the 6 of Nick Hapiak, Donnie Kite, and Enrique Quinones. Parker still has yet to pass them. So right now, Wygant and Enriquez looking like they could possibly have a chance to settle this between themselves. Right now, Wygant winning the battle.
They need to be careful, too. They don't want to battle too much, cost themselves a lot of time. Of course, you know Oscar Enriquez wants to go for the race win as well as Pacey Wygant. But, you know, if you're Oscar Enriquez, you battle Pacey Wygant too hard and slow you both down. You're basically taking yourself out of this. And I think Oscar knows that. He's a smart racer. It'll be interesting to see how this plays out. Jose Ruiz still yet to come down pit road, just crossed the line. 22 laps to go. And actually, caution is out down the backstretch. It is Jake Millsap, Josh Arnold with trouble. So this is going to change everything.
Ooh. Yeah, that changes everything. We talked about the late race caution earlier. It looks like the 19 gets loose, or not sure what happened here. It looks like, the 22 coming with a head of steam gets into the 19. He's loose. He comes down, tags the 22, and they both end up crashed.
Yeah, that's tough. It does just seem like Ruiz got loose there. Maybe powered down a little bit too hard off the corner. Just got him sideways.
I'm sorry, I'm going to make you laugh here in a second. Who was that?
Jose Ruiz. Jake Millsap. That's definitely who. Jose Ruiz, the race leader, is coming down pit road right now. Man of many talents, Jose Ruiz being in multiple places at once. And I'm going to tell you the same thing I tell everybody at work. My system is shut down. I am a Windows 98 running on dial-up internet. So, anyway, what kind of strategy could we see? Pacey Wygenhoff first, Oscar Enriquez second. I'm not sure who's going to be third. It might be Jose Ruiz. Jonathan Parker in fourth, but currently Enrique Quinones ahead. They came off 3 wide. So visually, I thought I saw Parker ahead of Quinones. And it looks like he's going to get third out of this, too. That's the benefit of having that #1 stall.
Well, and you know what I said earlier at the top of the broadcast about late race restarts can be crazy here at Homestead?
Oh, yeah.
It's about to become true. Within 20 to go, everybody just pitted and got at least fresh tires. Everyone is good on fuel. And only, I think if I count it, maybe 5 cars in total this race have gotten damage from incident or the wall. So we've got about maybe 15 good running cars out here on track. And that's not what you want to see if you're a guy like Jonathan Parker, who has led most of this race. Really probably feels like at this point it was his race to lose, and now it kind of is. And you've got some new players up front. Jose Ruiz and Enrique Quinones. Donnie Kite has made his way up here. Nick Hapiak recovering after falling back. But what? The other thing you got to look at is what happened to this 4-car, Jamil Hawkins. He's all the way back in 8th position now after being up in the top 3 early on in this race. What can he do here? He showed great speed on a short run.
Coming to the choose rule. Wygent going to take the bottom. Enriquez taking the top. Parker, bottom. Ruiz takes the top. Looks like Enrique Quinones takes the top as well as Donnie Kite. Nick Hapiak going to gain a few positions. Not his birthday, but he may feel like it. Yes, he's going to go up to the 3rd row. Jamil Hawkins will be in row number 4. Quickly remind you guys of our picks to win. See there on our awesome graphics. Our graphic there. Of course, John chose Noah Blackwell. I chose race leader Pacey Wygent. Blackwell, 1 lap down, currently P18. Wygent is race leader. Big shout out to C2 Graphics, Cameron Caldwell, for everything he does to make the ATVO graphics and production look as awesome as possible. Pace car is in. Green flag is out. Pacey Wygent leading us to the green, and great restart by Jonathan Parker. Oh, they're going to wreck. Big stack up. Donnie Kite. Jamil Hawkins. Enrique Quinones. And Chase McGuire might have been caught in it.
Oh, and it's as predicted. We were going to get those crazy restarts here, and one of those crazy restarts just so happened to produce a wreck. Oh, Quinones gets loose down in front of Hawkins. Hawkins goes up and tags Donnie Kite, who then I believe gets tagged by the 22 of Josh Arnold.
Hunter
If he
Peach.
didn't get tagged, it was close.
Hunter Peach just squeaking on by as well as
Oh.
Josh Arnold.
I think we may need to take a ride with that 22 through this wreck. Well, Josh, with that caution, my pick to win officially is not out of it anymore. Noah Blackwell, one of the few non-lap drivers, not involved in that accident, gets himself a wave around and a lucky dog. Now he's going to be back on the lead lap.
A couple drivers did come down pit road as a result of this accident.
Looks like Jamil Hawkins has officially retired his car for the night after that accident, so Jamil Hawkins going to end up finishing. I mean, if Jake Millsap and Zachary Meredith are still in the race, Jamil Hawkins could be 20th by the end of this race. That's a tough blow to that driver of that 4 car after he ran such a good race, showed great speed all night. In the top 3 much of the night just to wind up 20th. It's going to put a sour taste in his mouth.
So 14 laps to go this time. They're going to cross the line with 13. I assume it'll be choose time. And we're going to go green with 12 laps to go. Pacey Wygen, your race leader. Jonathan Parker, P2. Oscar Enriquez, 3rd. Jose Ruiz, 4th. Of course, Ruiz not involved in an accident a couple accidents ago. Just got to remind myself that. Nick Kapiak, currently 5th. Cole Snyder, 6th. Hunter Peach is 7th.
Oscar Enriquez a little bit indecisive there on whether to go top or bottom. Ends up choosing inside second row. That allows Ruiz to bump up to the outside. Hapiak lining up 3rd inside with Cole Snyder making a peek up here towards the top 6.
Kind of surprised about that choose.
We've seen it work earlier for about a lap or so, but when we seen it work earlier, it was 1 car on 2 tires and the rest of the field on 4 tires. These guys are all even right now besides the guys who just came down pit road to possibly fix some damage. But even then, all these guys should be on similar tires, only a few laps on them. So we're going to really see if this bottom does prevail or if the top's going to prevail. See Parker kind of laying back a little bit. Imagine he's going to pull up here beside him shortly, but he might lay back just a little bit to be able to see him out that window. Try and get a jump with the 00.
Pace car is pulling in. Inside the restart zone. Green flag is back out. Great restart by Pacey Wygant. Oscar Enriquez once again struggling a little bit.
Oscar Enriquez, though, able to get a little bit of a run, as well as the 92 with Jonathan Parker. Both of them rocket off of turn 2. Parker's going to go deep into 3. So is Pacey Wygant. Enriquez even deeper into 3.
Oh! Nick Kapiak sliding. He saves it. Parker, Wygant side by side. Wygant. He slid just a little bit there. Jonathan Parker able to clear. Retake the race lead.
Cole Snyder was working the bottom side of Jose Ruiz when all of a sudden Hunter Peach showed up to the back bumper of the 23 and pushed him by the 24. Now Hunter Peach trying to mount a run on the top side. He's going to get back to the rear bumper of the 23. Does he have anywhere to go here? He's clear in front of Snyder. He's going to look to the inside.
10 laps to go here from Homestead, and Hunter Peach moves into 4th place. Caution is out. It's like 3 wide. Zachary Meredith, Noah Blackwell, Chase McGuire, and was that Michael Morgan just get tagged there at the end too? So they were 3 wide.
And after watching that replay, I got to give credit where it's due. I don't know how the 69 is not completely junk right now.
It's almost like he just kind of backed off. But he was going nose first to the wall.
And you could see his tires. He had wheel in it all the way and just drove the life out of that car. Great job by Noah Blackwell to not let that thing get any more contact than it did.
Well, that's actually not the angle I wanted. Here we go. Riding on board with Noah Blackwell. A lot of times it seems like you put that much wheel into it and you're going to overcorrect the car, and it could be really dangerous to do that. Could end your night. Noah Blackwell, great job saving that car.
Ooh, and Josh, we missed it. I was watching a little bit of the replay from under the caution. 17 and 69 swiping at each other a little bit. Meredith upset. I could understand why. He kind of got right reared. But Blackwell kind of swiped back under the pace laps. No damage added to either car, but clearly driver's upset. Tension's running high here towards the end of this race.
So, 7 laps to go. We're going to restart with 5 laps remaining, and this will be the last restart of the race.
Yes, it will. This league does not run overtime. We end at lap 135, checkered under the green or checkered with the caution. So, if you're a Pacey Wygen or an Oscar Enriquez, you got to lay it all out on the table right here. You got to get by this 92 if you want to win this race.
You know, it could just take even just having a nose ahead of Jonathan Parker and a caution coming out. Choose cone. Jonathan Parker takes the bottom. Pacey Wygen and Oscar Enriquez both take the top. Hunter Peach taking the top. Jose Ruiz going to gain some positions here. Taking the inside line. Cole Snyder also taking the inside. Rodney Roberts and Mike Campbell make up row 4. And Jimmy Bench, Nick Kapiak make up row 5. That's the name we haven't mentioned all night. Jimmy Bench.
Quietly up 10 positions. Or 11. Excuse me. 11 positions. How about Mike Campbell, too? Another driver having a quiet night.
Started the race in 18th. Pace car is in. Inside the restart zone. Green flag back out. Jonathan Parker wasted little time getting there. He is clear. Moved up ahead of Pacey Wygen.
Here comes Ruiz. Looks like Enriquez got loose. He's driving it off the corner, though. He's not getting out of the gas. Enriquez driving that car sideways.
Pacey Wygen.
Oh, Pacey Wygen.
They're going to be 3 wide. Wygen up top. Enriquez middle. Jose Ruiz bottom. It's going to be Pacey Wygen with the advantage on the high line. Enriquez going to clear Ruiz, maybe.
Rodney Roberts in the outside wall in the background. Here comes Hunter Peach on the high side. He's going to challenge for third. He's going to clear for third.
Actually gaining a little bit on Pacey Wygen. Wygen sticking with that high line.
You know, if anybody's earning the title of Larson line right now, at least on entry of the corner, to me it's Hunter Peach. He is entering inches away from that wall on entry.
2 laps to go. Jonathan Parker rolling the bottom. Pacey Wygen has been a little bit faster, though. Just don't know if it's going to be enough. He's got enough time. White flag is waving.
Find out right here. Go for it or go home at this point. You can see that 92 in front of you if you're any of these 3 right here, the 00, the 20, or the 56, and you've got anything left to throw at it. You've got to give it what you got here.
Oscar Enriquez looking to the inside of Hunter Peach. Pacey Wygent goes down to the bottom. Off turn 4, though. Checkered flag waving. Jonathan Parker back victorious in the Di9 Designs NAOR Series in. Big crash upside down. Hunter Peach. He's going to finish 4th. Take a look and see what happened to Hunter Peach.
If I had to guess here, Josh, that's frustration is what I call that.
It's Jonathan Parker taking a little victory lap. Looks like he's going to do the Polish victory lap. Actually, I'm wrong. He's going to do donuts for the Turn 1 crowd. Or not donuts, rather, but a little smoke show for the Turn 1 crowd.
Going down the finishing order here tonight, Jonathan Parker takes it home first. Pacey Wygent second. Oscar Enriquez brings it home third. Hunter Peach fourth. Evan Knupp rounding out your top 5. Jose Ruiz going to take home 6th. Nick Hapiak 7th. Cole Snyder going to bring it home P8. Jimmy Mensch had a good run here tonight. Brings it home P9. And then Rodney Roberts is going to finish in the top 10.
Finishing 11th is going to be Noah Blackwell. 12th, Mike Campbell. 13th, Enrique Quinones. 14th, Josh Arnold. Last car on the lead lap. 15th, one lap down, will be Chase McGuire. 16th, Jake Millsap. 17th, Michael Morgan. 18th, Zachary Meredith. 19th, Donnie Kite. And 20th, Jamil Hawkins.
So right now, just waiting on the arrival of our winner. It's like he has joined our waiting room. Josh, I believe you've caught up with our race winner here tonight.
Indeed, I have. Jonathan Parker. I don't really know. I mean, what to ask you? You kind of stunk the show up a little bit. Pretty much ran up front in the lead all race long. What was it like for you?
Yeah, the beginning part was just me just trying not to kill my tires too much because this track's so abrasive, so old. And I did a pretty good job of that for the most part of this race. And then when that caution came out in the middle of the pit cycle, I was like, "Man, another race is gonna get away from me," because I felt like I had last week get away from me. Just with that caution with about 20 to go, I was gonna make it on gas, and I thought I had them covered in the second half, and I made a mistake on pit road, and it cost me. And I didn't want that to happen this time. We gained 2 spots on pit road, coming out, going from 5th to 3rd, and then I was able to get by Pacey and Oscar, who, racing pretty clean there, and I appreciate that. And they racing pretty hard but clean. So I thought we were dead when that caution come out, but yeah, I just drove it really, really hard as I could, and it paid off.
It's another win to the win total. The season started off looking really good, and then it's kind of went downhill a little bit rocky. Tonight, race victory. Does this help building confidence now that we have just one race remaining before the tournament starts.
Yeah, because the past few ovals have either by my doing or just by being in the wrong place at the wrong time, they just haven't gone as they should have the past 3 or 4 weeks. I don't think it's been a lack of speed. It's just either lack of execution or just cautious falling at the wrong time. But that's bound to happen. I'd rather have that happen throughout this quote unquote summer stretch, honestly, as opposed to the playoffs when it really matters. Because and I can't really complain. There's been people like Jamil and Hunter who have had such bad luck this season. I feel really bad because those guys are up front every single week, and they seem to have something happen. I feel bad for those guys because they don't get the finishes that they deserve all the time. But that's just the way it goes, and I just went through that stretch. Hopefully, this means it's behind us now.
Kansas is next week, another 1.5 miles, another track where it seems like the high line is a line that is very, very usable. What are the thoughts going to Kansas?
Yeah, honestly, you don't know really much to expect other than maybe that high line working, but the 550 package that throws such a wrench in things because not a lot of off throttle time. There's a lot here for some reason, I guess, because the track's so old and the way it is, but Kansas is going to be a lot more in throttle, so that's going to be a lot different of a race to manage, but I'll figure it out as I go along and try to capture another win.
All right. Well, before I let you go, who do you have to give a shout-out to?
First, give a shout-out to Josh Arnold, Nick Hapiak, everybody who puts this on. I appreciate them for letting me do this. They run a great league, and we get a lot of green flag running. I really appreciate that because it doesn't happen in a lot of leagues, and they do a great job making sure that we go clean and green. I'd like to thank Cameron Caldwell at C2 Graphics for making this paint scheme. He's ran it. I've ran it the whole season, minus one corner. But we got Faith Fight finish on the car. That's Dak Prescott's foundation. Won the Walter Paint Man of the Year award for this. Does a lot of great work. If you want to figure out more, I think it's faithfightfinish.org is what it is. If you want to see what they're about or maybe donate if you know what they're about. And thank you guys up in the booth. I'm sure you guys did a great job. You guys always make these races sound exciting, even if I try to bore you. And I'd like to thank the best damn soda in the world, Mellow Yellow, by the way.
All right, well, you go celebrate and crush some Mellow Yellow cans the way you want to see them crushed.
Yeah, not like the way Tristan or Justin does. Just poking fun at you two. I love y'all.
Congrats on the race win.
Thank you, Josh.
That was Jonathan Parker, tonight's race winner. John, what a race we saw.
Absolutely. It was a good race all around. Kind of crazy how 2 weeks in a row now we've had late race cautions, and it definitely shakes up the field a little bit, but for the second week in a row, the dominant driver of the race still able to hold off through the chaos of the closing laps and pick up the win. Last week it was Hunter Peach, and this week Jonathan Parker. And how about Hunter Peach? We talked about him earlier. Borderline going a lap down during the pit cycle, able to recover to a fourth place finish here tonight. I'd say that good luck or that bad luck streak that he had is gone. Maybe not winning races, but certainly putting together good finishes now that he's got some of his confidence back. And Oscar Enriquez, what can you say about him? Pulling a rabbit out of a hat really earlier in the race with pitting early as he did and giving himself the track position that he needed to be able to pick up a top 3 here tonight. You can't say enough about that. And if he doesn't do that, who knows where he stacks up at the end of this race. But yeah, I'm looking forward to next week, next race with this league. It's going to be another one of those good tracks for this car. And I say good tracks in terms of us as broadcasters being able to watch it. Maybe not so much as fun for the drivers, but yeah, I think it's going to be a good race next time we come live here on JCTV with the Di9 NAOR series.
And going back to a couple of your points, I'm very surprised Hunter Peach was able to recover for that fourth place finish. He did an outstanding job staying in it, not giving up, and probably not the result he wanted, but honestly, fourth place, I would be pretty ecstatic right now if I were him. with how, it looked like he was going to be a lap down and finishing right around 10th, 11th place. So great job by Hunter Peach. And for Oscar Enriquez, I didn't know he was in this race until qualifying. I saw the 56 and I was like, wait a minute. Is that who I think it is? And sure enough, watching him qualify, going out there, he did a great job. Oscar Enriquez coming into a series that he's only run it just a couple races in. So, not really familiar with a lot of these guys that race in this series on a regular. Great job to Oscar Enriquez. Next week, Kansas, as we talked about. But tomorrow night, the Blazer Sim Racing in the Pits News Truck Series visits the Charlotte Roval. You can watch myself and Jonathan Canfield possibly race that, or at least attempt to. Of course, I'm not very good at road courses, and Jonathan Canfield might not even be there tomorrow night. We'll see. Slide Job Racing League returns for race 2 of their season. Of course, they just started season 11 back up. So Auto Club is on Tuesday. And then next Friday night, Kansas Speedway. Looking forward to all 3 races coming up on JCTV. So that's going to wrap it up from us here. Thank you guys for tuning in. Congrats to Jonathan Parker on the race win. And on behalf of Jonathan Canfield and everybody that helps make this possible, I'm Josh Coppernell saying so long, and we'll see you next time.